So the first thing we want to do is add a back wall on, but we have a little bit of house cleaning to do before we get started. Let me go back to our Revit file. And this is where we left off in the second project that we've done, CV2. And we're going to be adding that back wall here. But I've saved this file as CV2 final. That was the last one. And now I'm going to build on this one, obviously, and I'm going to resave this. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to do a Save As. I'm going to save it as a project. In the methodology that I'm using, I'm saving that in a totally new folder. You can use other techniques if you want. I want to make sure I'm on the right screen here. And I've started CV3. And I'm going to rename this now to CV3. And just to help me keep track, because I'm making videos of these, I'm going to just call this Start. And save that. And now you'll also notice that I don't have the texture for the brick. And that's because Revit has lost the actual location of where that file is. And it's a typical thing to happen. And I want to show you how to correct that. I'm going to go to Manage. I'm going to go to Materials. I'm going to go to that new brick that we made. If I can find it here. Let's just search. New brick texture. And you'll notice we get this red warning coming up. And if I click on it, it says that it's missing that file. And if I click on that folder, it's trying to look for it in a place where it hasn't been placed. I'm not exactly sure why Revit just doesn't have a better way of managing this. So I'm going to navigate to my folder at Project 3. And I've already placed that brick in there. And now I'm just going to add it back in again and relink it. You shouldn't have as much problem if you're saving your folder or you're saving your files in the same place. So I'm going to click Done on that. And I think that it still keeps the scale and everything. So all I had to do is relink that file, apply it. You'll notice the brick shows up on the back and we're set to go. So let's rotate around to the back side of this now. And actually, before we put the back wall on, let's put a little bit of brick here that kind of matches what's happening in the front. So I'm going to go to Architecture. I'm going to go to Wall. I'm going to grab that custom brick wall again. And I have it already set up for level 1 and to the top of the parapet. So I'll just zoom in here and just draw out 4 feet, making sure I'm on the 90-degree angle. And I'll go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. And once again, because of the direction I was drawing in, it put it on the outside. I'll just select it and hit the space bar. And now we're ready to put that back wall on. So I'm going to go back again to Wall. And this time I'm going to look for a generic 12-inch masonry wall. That means it has a CMU, and we'll talk about that in lecture. So that's going to go from level 1 up to the top of the parapet. We're still using the finished face on the exterior. And once again, I'm just going to use an alignment tool. So I'm on that edge endpoint of that brick. And I'm just going to drag this across. And you can see how it's drawing it on the outside. Not a problem though. And we'll touch it right on that exact corner of the brick again. And I'll highlight it. And hit the space bar. And that flips it in. Now, one of the things it does is trying to preserve that look of that CMU unit on the face of this edge. We're not going to even see the back side of this, so this is not too critical for us to resolve at this point. So we're all set with that. I'll go around and leave it at the original view. And we'll pick up window construction in the next clip.